can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell.
Welcome back to FPL Bloody Hell और ये before we go into this episode please make sure कि आपने हमारा mini league join किया है. The code is right over there. Tough week decisions if you have activated your wild card like I have. Captaincy is still a shout again this week. Like you see, like I said, my wild card is active. The main debate around the wild card is can you keep Trippier, Saka, Son, Madison, Watkins, Haaland, and Salah in your team? It's possible, but not a team you look forward to seeing every week, especially if you have last minute injuries, right? So I'll take you through all of that and a lot more. But before I go ahead, please, let's hit 600 subscribers by this weekend. We're on 585. Please subscribe to this channel and leave a like on this video, and you'll get some more FPL tips and a lot of other videos as well. This is my team so far. The wildcard is active. Last week, I reached a rank of 1.4 million. I was at about 2.3. A decent increase, but if I would have stuck with my earlier gut of going with Salah captain, could have been obviously better. But at about this stage, I'm going to start looking at rank more seriously now. So I'm a bit worried. यार थोड़ा I should have been around 700 के पास 700k के पास, not 700, sorry. If I was at 700, I would be very happy. So around 700k के पास, if you're there, you're good right now. वाइल्ड कार्ड ही इज़ एक्टिव. तो मेरा टीम यहाँ पे है अभी करंटली. उसके बाद आई मेड सम मोर चेंजेस, बट एज ऑफ लास्ट नाइट टीम था आरियोला, उडोगी, बर्न, ट्रिपियर, नेटो, साला, बोविन, एम्बुएमो, साका, वॉटकिंस, हालैंड. अभी बेंच पे आर्चर, टेलर, लसेल्स और टर्नर. अभी फ्रॉम माई प्रीवियस टीम मैंने सॉन निकाल के साका डाला था यहाँ पे. वॉटकिंस को लाया प्लेस ऑफ जाओ पेड्रो. लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स हैव चेंज यार. जाओ पेड्रो अभी लगता है कि शायद खेलने लगेगा. सो आई एम काइंड ऑफ फीलिंग कि मे बी आई एक्टिवेटेड द वाइल्ड कार्ड टू अर्ली, बट देयर वाज नो अदर वे फॉर मी अपार्ट फ्रॉम टेकिंग -8, क्योंकि वॉटकिंस वैसे भी आने नहीं वाला था ये टीम में, राइट. और बैलेंस थोड़ा ऑफ था वो पहले वाले टीम का, इसलिए मैंने वाइल्ड कार्ड किया मेनली. तो मैंने आई स्टक टू द प्लान, ट्राई टू होल्ड ऑफ माई वाइल्ड कार्ड एज लॉन्ग एज आई कुड. आई मेड द गेन, लेकिन अभी आई फील कि इफ आई डोंट गेट इन द प्लेयर्स देन आई कुड फेस अ टफ टाइम. मैंने यहाँ पे कैश को निकाल के लसेल्स को लाया है टू मेक दैट मनी फॉर वॉटकिंस, बट आई शो यू ऑन द ट्रांसफर पेज हाउ यू कैन गो अबाउट दिस. ठीक है, योर कोर ऑफ वॉट यू वॉन्ट इन योर वाइल्ड कार्ड, ठीक है, बिफोर आई गो टू मच इन टू इट, इज हैविंग प्लेयर्स यू कैन एनेबल टू हैव द बिग हिटर्स. ठीक है, वॉटकिंस इज नाउ 8.2. आई हैव लसेल्स who will still play for a couple of weeks at least. ठीक है, 3.9 था, अभी 4 हो गया है. I will most likely take Dan Burn out, go to Pau Torres या Gabriel, ठीक है. Trippier और Lascelles will be two covering cheap in Lascelles for Newcastle. Trippier as it is as of now, but I'm not ruling past the fact that Trippier को निकाल के पूरा बैलेंस आएगा टीम में, which I'll show you later in this episode. Enablers कौन है मेरे टीम में? For now Neto, which could go down to Palmer. Enabler, keeping a cheap defender in Lascelles and Taylor 3.9, 3.9. वो मुझे हेल्प करता है कि आई कैन हैव एटलीस्ट 2 4.5 प्लस मिडफील्डर्स, डिफेंडर्स एंड अ ट्रिपियर एज ऑफ नाउ. ठीक है, दैट हेल्प्स मी गेट साका अप टू अ सॉन 2. अभी बैंक में 0.5 बता रहा है, लेकिन आई शो यू ऑन द ट्रांसफर पेज हाउ इट इज डिफरेंट. नाउ व्हाट यू वांट टू लुक एट इज कि इन 2 weeks फ्रॉम नाउ हुज फिक्सचर्स चेंज. गेम वीक 13 में द फिक्सचर्स गेट अ लिटिल केजी. सो लिवरपूल प्ले मैन सिटी, एस्टन विला, टॉटनहम. तो वहाँ पे पोटेंशियली लेट्स से सॉन आ जाता है यहाँ पे, and I get Pau Torres. I would have Pau Torres, Son, Watkins, a clash of 3 players हो वहाँ पे. Haaland, Salah, at least if not Simicast, तो 3 players there or 2 players there. तो out of 11 players, 6 of my players will be playing each other. Game week 13 is थोड़ा a little hairy there, but we can work around it a little bit by keeping it to a minimal damage, which is why I feel कि अभी ये week में wild card किया है आपने और game week 10 में wild carding. Ideally Wildcard to make sure you make no transfer in 11 कि 11 में आपका टीम अच्छा हो, and use 2 free transfers in 12 to maybe navigate around injuries या potential team news for game week 13 where these chaos fixtures happen. Okay, so now I'll quickly show you what my wildcard draft looks like or what my wildcard is currently right now after a few changes from this team. तो यहाँ पे like you can see I've gotten Pau Torres in right now for Dan Burn. I have taken Udogi out for Gabriel, but Udogi is fit to start. अभी if Ang starts him or no is a big question क्योंकि Davies भी fit है. Ang is said that Udogi should be fine. Davies is also fine. वो last minute decision लेगा कि नहीं. आपको रिस्क लेना है, यू वांट लीव उडोगी इन दैट, प्लीज डू सो, क्योंकि उसका वैल्यू बहुत बढ़ गया है. इफ यू वुड हैव बॉट हिम एट 4.5, ही इज नॉट 4.9, यू might not be able to afford him later. ठीक है. आई हैव गॉट सॉन बैक इन to only show you guys कि मैं क्या बात कर रहा था. Although Son could also be in my main team. So I've taken Neto down to Palma. वहाँ पे 0.8 और बैंक में आया मेरे पास by making that move. That enabled me to get Saka back up to Son. I took out, like I said, Burn to Pau. वहाँ पे 0.1 बचा. And mainly where the money was saved was getting in Lascelles यहाँ पे, ठीक है, for cash. Now, am I happy with this team? Yes, ये अच्छा team है. Trippier, Lascelles, Pau and Gabriel. Son, Salah, Bowen, Mitoma, Watkins, Haaland. तो 4-4-2 will be my lineup with Palmer, Archer और Taylor on the bench वहाँ पे. I could also leave Lascelles out of this. ठीक है, I could do Pau, Trippier, Gabriel and just risk Palmer against Brentford. Not a very tough fixture उनके लिए. वहाँ पे क्रूशली मुझे एक चीज़ लग रहा है यहाँ पे कि मैंने एम्बेमो को निकाल दिया है, ठीक है, for now. And that's also bothering me a bit because see, Chelsea have tough fixtures. लेकिन Cole Palmer is a cheap enabling option, like I said. उससे अच्छा there are players who at 4.4, 4.6, ठीक है. But अभी now let's say that's like getting a Sheffield United player. Let's say you get in James McAtee, ठीक है. That's another 0.6 in the bank. If I do that, I can afford Saka. जो ऑलरेडी मेरे टीम में था तो 8.5 में था, तो अभी मैंने ये कंफर्म नहीं किया तो ये कम्स अगर 8.5, बट प्राइस इज गॉन अप. आई एम 0.1 शॉर्ट. दैट्स व्हेयर आई कैन टेक आउट टेलर एंड डू स्टोटोश्का, बट आई डोंट नो कि इफ आई वांट टू डू दैट. ठीक है, आरियोला, पाउ टॉरेस, लसेल्स, ट्रिपियर, गैब्रियल, साका, मिटोमा, साला, सॉन, वॉटकिंस, हालैंड. Abhi now, this is what you can do if you want to keep Saka, Trippier, Son, Salah, and Haaland. बहुत ही tough है to keep these guys, right? And this is what it will take to keep them in your team. The defense is not the worst. ठीक है, Pau Torres decent cover है cash के लिए, although cash has obviously way more attacking return potential. यहाँ पे I can take Archer down to Embuema also and save another 0.2. Sorry. To Mubamba, sorry, and save 0.2. He's at 4.3. So that is another option, but that मेरा bench becomes fully useless. I feel Taylor doesn't start for a while. McAtee at Sheffield, ठीक है, वो खेलेगा. And I might potentially only have one player coming off the bench in case कहाँ पे injuries होंगी. Keeper also most likely will not rotate too much with Flecken. I'll be down to just Areola. Suddenly if Areola has rotation or he's playing very poorly और Fabians को लेके आए वापस, तो वहाँ पे issue हो सकता है. So is it impossible to get in Trippier, Saka, Salah, Son, Haaland in your team with Watkins? No, it's not. But this is the cost you will pay essentially, ठीक है? Are there any workarounds around this? Yes, you can still have two Newcastle defenders with Share and Dan Burn instead of Trippier. Lascelles will start थोड़े games तो at least till Botman comes back. Taking out Trippier will at least give you, let's say Trippier के बदले मैं cash लेके आता हूँ and 4.5 power becomes a semi-cast, ठीक है. So cash is at about 5.1 right now, ठीक है, तो 1.8 बैंक में रहेगा. With that 1.8 I can let Palmer be at least where Palmer was. Now let's show you without Trippier how you can make this happen, ठीक है. Let's say Burn को यहाँ पे रहने देता हूँ, Dan Burn what was there. सर अब Pau Torres के बदले cash, why not? So then Burn, Cash or Gabriel will be starters. I can leave Neto at 5.8. बिल्कुल भी बुरा नहीं है. अगर जो आपके पास अभी 3 न्यूकासल नहीं, आपका गॉर्डन अच्छा लगता है, गॉर्डन at 5.7 अच्छा प्लेयर ऑप्शन है. लेट्स से मैं पार्मर को रखता हूँ रोटेशन के लिए. I have 1.1 in the bank, ठीक है, and at 1.1 in the bank, let's say I keep Turner as it is. I can make a few other decent moves. I can maybe look at upgrading a striker in the future, Mitoma to Bowen, क्योंकि in this case, like I said, यहाँ पे Bowen नहीं है, and I feel it's impossible to have Bowen, Embuemo, Mitoma /Mitoma. So I said Embuemo, Mitoma, Saka and Son in the same midfield with Trippier. I think it's almost impossible to do. Haaland को टीम में रखते हुए, I think it's not easy to do over there. In that case, if you want that, I feel कि आपको Watkins को sacrifice करके Alvarez को रखना पड़ेगा टीम में. So this is what I essentially feel. If you take out वो पहला वाला was with Trippier, this is without Trippier with a decent team, ठीक है. Mbeumo not a bad pick. You can get Mitoma later too, ठीक है. Mitoma is playing sorry, Mbeumo is playing Chelsea this week, so maybe you can avoid him 1 week. उसके बाद सीधे आप Liverpool and Arsenal. So out of these 4 fixtures, I feel कि 3 are toughish. तो शायद which is why Mitoma seems like a good pick for me, or even Ansu Fati if you want. Looks like वो starter है. He was taken off at a decent hour in Europe as well, ठीक है. That's something you can look at. Fulham home is a good game for Brighton. Everton away, Sheffield home. This is where Brighton kind of leans more in favor for me over Mbeumo. But Mbeumo is explosive, so you can expect fireworks there too. But ये है Trippier के बिना with 1 million in the bank. Like I said, I can leave Neto in here. I don't even need to go to Parma. Parma future में भी आ सकता है, ठीक है. But yeah, this is not a bad team to start, ठीक है. I'll have Dan Burn, Cash, Gabriel, with a 5 of Saka, Mitoma, Salah, Son, Neto, Watkins and Haaland. अभी यहाँ पे ideally someone said, why can't I do this? You can, yes, have Madison. And for the ones who got Trippier in early, you could also keep Trippier. For me, if I can do that, I can also do Palmer and keep it here. But I'm not sure if I want out of 2 Spurs assets. मुझे लगता है कि जो भी कुछ attacking threat आ रहा है, Madison is providing it. He's involved, but I think Son is the more explosive player who could get those double digit haul, ठीक है. Again, ये बिल्कुल ही बुरा टीम नहीं है. You have 0.6 left in the bank. Obviously, yeah, sorry, just to make it clear, to cover for मेरा Aston Villa asset. यहाँ पे this could also be Simicas, lot of options over there, ठीक है. Not the worst option there. You don't have to take Lascelles. Lascelles can also become a Simicas over here. There's money in the bank for that. 0.7, you can do that. So this could be a well-rounded team here as well. No Son and Madison instead, and you could still have Saka, Mitoma, Salah, Madison, Watkins, Haaland. So guys, इतने iterations हैं wildcard के लिए. See what best works for you. Like I said, the only problem जो आता है वो game week 13 में, where Tottenham play Villa. After that, they play City, and City in turn, game week 13 and 14, they play Chelsea in 12, which I think City कुछ कर पाएगा उनके against. Liverpool in 13 and Spurs in 14. So 13-14 there for City, Spurs, a little hairy I would say. तो वहाँ पे थोड़ा मुझे issue लग रहा है. Apart from that, you can keep your Aston Villa players till game week 14. 15 के बाद Ollie Watkins, because then they have Arsenal and City. उसके बाद Watkins could become Alvarez again क्योंकि City के fixtures kind of transitioning in between, like I said, after that. Thinking out loud, ठीक है. Now quickly captaincy, यार guys, captaincy again this week, Son versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace has been relatively tough to break down, लेकिन Newcastle did score 4 against them, and जैसे with the dynamism that Spurs को देख रहे, the way they're playing, I feel there's no qualms of keeping in Son or Madison. They could score. Captaincy में obviously United have been playing very poorly, so Haaland has a shout out there. Even he's been missing chances, but I feel as a United fan इतना दुखता है कहने के लिए, but we are playing such bad football and you are winning games, but a City just need a team like United right now struggling to do anything where a Haaland come into form. Haaland is not fully ruled out. Nottingham looks like the best fixture to captain against for Salah. Nottingham थोड़ा defensively खेलता है लेकिन against big teams, so you could feel maybe Liverpool could struggle to break Nottingham Forest down. Liverpool are playing only on Sunday before the Manchester derby, so time है for Liverpool to recuperate from a Thursday Europa League game. Salah only played last 15 minutes यार, so I feel वहाँ पे the players will be rested, rotated. Again, I think for me, I don't know कि अगर मैं Son को कैप्टन कर पाऊंगा. I feel Watkins has a better shot out there for me this week. So I feel it should be between between Watkins, Haaland and Salah this week for me. Son would be number 4. See, last week, guys, 14-pointer. I was wrong last week as well. Again, Palace has defensively been astute, attackingly poor, and the attackers are still not there. There not much to play for besides playing for a draw. So I feel they could get KG, away game for Spurs. इसमें मुझे लगता है कि शायद सॉन इज नॉट द बेस्ट पिक, सो आई वुड रेट इट अगेंस्ट साला, Haaland, Watkins over there, and then maybe Son या Madison if you want to go different. Those are my thoughts on captaincies. Watkins not too much discuss यार, Luton है, Watkins is on fire, Villa seem to be playing good football. थोड़ा no brainer लगता है वहाँ पे. If you are going differential this week, you don't want Salah, you don't want Haaland, then Watkins is the way to go, I feel. But thank you so much for tuning in. ये छोटा एपिसोड रखा मैंने. Deadline is Friday night 11 o'clock India time. Do not miss the deadline. Make sure कि आप ये वीडियो को प्लीज लाइक कीजिए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. It will help me a lot to us if we get 600 subscribers at least by this weekend. Build on that, reach 1000 subscribers soon, and produce more quality content for everybody. Best of luck ये game week के लिए. Remember, if your wildcard is active, you can't use any other chip this week. वो बहुत लोगों को मालूम नहीं होता है, तो I'm telling you, you can't triple captain this week, you can't bench boost. Only if the wildcard is active, right? You can only use the wildcard. Best of luck again for this game week. Hope you have a good one. And I hope I move away from the 1 millions and get into the 500k and 400k. Cheers. See you guys next game week.